everybody. I've been trying all this while to come online with our new program, but we've been facing lots and lots of challenges. It's not been easy fixing the studio the way we would want it. It's been quite challenging, and I only hope this one is going to work, at least today, and then we'll continue again over the week to see if we can put finishing touches to the thing we're planning exactly as we would want it. My name is Sonny Ezurike. By way of introduction, I am the president and founder of Redemption International for the Blind. And Redemption International for the Blind is a Portuguese registered charity. All we do is to help transcribe textbooks, published textbooks, into accessible formats for the blind. We'll have a functional center, a functional office in Nigeria, at the moment located in central Nigeria, precisely Jos, Plateau State. And along the line, I hope to be having my very first guest in the course of today's broadcast. I hope to have my very first guest in the person of Ayuba Waziri Issa. Ayuba Waziri Issa is the Nigerian Director of Redemption International for the Blind. He is in charge of our Plateau State office, and I will be having a brief talk with him today. Oh, check. Be sure this thing is on broadcast already. Talk screen. Right. So we will be talking briefly with him, and the essence of this broadcast is to discuss the plight of the African blind child, the sorrowful plight, the pitiable plight, the terrible plight of the African blind child, who has for so long been ignored, who has for so long been neglected by the authorities that be, basically because we have not had a voice. No voice has been speaking for us, and that is essentially why we've been having the problems we've been having. They've lingered for so long without any practical changes. Nobody is talking to the government. Nobody is speaking to the authorities that be. African leaders just cannot be bothered. They do things, of course, without putting us into consideration. Most of the time, when they schedule their programs and plan their policies, they are executed without taking the blind into consideration. I'm sure in the course of this program, I will be discussing persons with disabilities as a whole, which is inclusive of all the 6-7 clusters that constitute disability. You know, you have the blind, you have the deaf, you have the cripple, you have those who have problems with intelligence, you have the those with what are they called, paraplegics, the ones that cannot scan. Yeah, so we'll be discussing all of them, of course, including the women who are actually more vulnerable. We are in the vulnerable group, but we have those who are even more vulnerable than those of us who are in that group. And so we will be discussing practically all the 6 clusters that constitute the entire disability class. So, but my major interest, I must warn, is in the blind. The reason, of course, is not far-fetched. I am myself personally blind, and I have experienced what it takes to be blind. I've been blind right from age 3, and it's not been a funny journey. It's been a very difficult, a very rough journey. It's been God who actually has helped me go this far. If anybody thinks it's easy, I could challenge him to just cover his eyes for just 30 seconds or even 1 minute. You can get a handkerchief or whatever, tie up your eyes for just 30 seconds to 1 minute, and then imagine what it feels to be blind for life. Because one thing we must know is that blindness is not curable. It has no cure. It's something you just have to live with. Once you have it, you have it, and it can actually come at any time of your life. If you escape it when you are small, you may not escape it at an old age, because it's an age-old related disease as well. Of course, blindness is equally caused by diabetes and a couple of other causes, which is now I'm here today. I'm sure one of the topics we'll be facing as we proceed here would be on those things that lead to blindness. In my case, it was measles. Measles broke out within my community, and it affected a lot of people within my age bracket. Well, unfortunately, as history has it, because I didn't know much then, as I was told, practically every child who was affected within my community lost his life, except me. I was the only child who survived it, but of course not without paying this ultimate price of having to lose my eyesight. I have no regrets whatsoever, really. The reason being that I've been able to overcome it. I think I have gone quite far, and I can boldly say that I no longer see it as an issue. Obviously, it appears I'm now almost capable of doing everything I want to do without feeling bad about it. So it's there, and it is there. I just wave it off and move on with life. And I think my approach to it has worked. I know there are so many of us. There are so many of us uh, who have decided to resign to fate, and they stay back home. They're relegated to the background even by their own parents. They don't come out at all. They hide them because they don't want people to know that they've got kids, or they've got wards that are blind, and they just end up wallowing away, wasting away. I remember when I was in primary school, it was so common to have elderly people, attending primary school with small children like us. Then I was very small. I was like 9 years old when I eventually got into primary one. But I had fathers. On a more serious note, I had fathers who were with me in the same class, the same primary one. Apparently, their parents were not bold enough to bring them out on time. Some were 50, some were 40, some were in their 60s, some in their 30s, very old men and women. Well, we all studied together. We all did flow together, and we finished together. Then I used to think I was. I used to think I was a short boy. Because actually I was short and roundish. So I was thinking that. Because they were older than me, I didn't fathom the fact, or probably didn't dawn on me that they were all older than me, all of them. So I was thinking that I was really short. But eventually, when I came out of primary school and went to King's College, Lagos, and then graduated from King's College, by the time I began to see those old men in those days, I discovered I was by far bigger, by far taller than most of them. And I marveled, really. I marveled. So I don't know, I'm still waiting for my guests to hook on. It does appear as if network is not permitting him from where he is. Of course, it's in just Nigeria, while I am broadcasting live from Lisbon, Portugal. So maybe network, the Nigerian network, which is always a problem, probably is affecting him, but I'm still waiting. Otherwise, we'll just deem this as introductory part of our program, because we have a long way to go. It's a continuous broadcast. We're going to see a lot of guests. We'll be bringing on board a lot of blind people from all over Africa, Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya, Lesotho, Liberia, Sierra Leone, Angola, Mozambique, Zimbabwe, South Africa. We are going to be bringing so many blind people across the continent on these live broadcasts. And all we want to find out from them is what the plight of the African blind child is like in their country. I know my country, but I don't want to be the one to tell the story. I want some other person to tell the story uh, on our behalf. Of course, I did pass through special school for the blind, which is in Afara, Omwahe. Now is the um, now is in Abia State, but then it was in Imo State. It was part and parcel of Imo State in those days, but eventually after state creation, it went with Abia State. So Afara Omwahe. Umuahia is actually the capital city of Abia State. That was where I had my primary education. It was terrible. We were told it was a building abandoned by the Biafran soldiers. Sorry, not African soldiers, but the Biafran soldiers. Biafrans used that place when they were fighting, and it wasn't funny. The building was a bacha. It was a bacha built with just only the floor. The ground was floored, yes, but the body was not wall. The wall was made of wood, and then roofed with zinc, no ceiling. And that was actually what the school started with, because we were the first to be there. Before NGOs and philanthropists began to come in to help erect more modern structures. And but again, that was the starting point. Abacha, and we're all living there. There's this thing that is just coming up now in my mind. I was one very heavy shoe that we all met there, and almost all of us wanted to wear that shoe. The shoe is not a cover shoe. It's like a slip-on, but when you needed to see the height of the shoe, about 6 inches. Not ladies, though. It was for the men. I was wondering the kind of man that was, the kind of soldier that was wearing that kind of shoe. Very high. We all wanted to wear it just to increase our height. Oh my father. It was quite funny. At a point, one guy claimed it to be his, and we all left it for him. And truly, that guy was extraordinarily short. I think his name is Chima. An old man, really, but when he's short, his height was very close to the ground. So he truly needed that shoe. So he claimed it, and we all left it for him. And that was it. So when he passed out, or when he graduated from the school, I think he went with it. Only God knows what he was doing with it. But that was the end of that shoe. There were snakes everywhere. Of course, we had some security guards, so they were always constantly around helping us chase the snakes, kill the ones they could kill. It was quite bushy. The school was not fenced. It was they used what they call barbed wire gauze to guard the school. But the parameter, I mean, the height itself was quite low, so people could easily skip in and skip out, without stress. And of course, we had armed robbers menacing the school then, for only God knows why. They knew it was school for the blind, and yet they were constantly coming there to terrorize us. That's Nigeria for you. I remember the classroom. The classroom again was made of bacha. The ground was floored, but the wall was wood, you know, bacha. Remember, uh, remember then those good old days when we used to uh, sit there. A lot of us had to buy our desks ourselves, um, just to just to have a place to sit in and write. And of course, for the blind to truly be said to be literate, you have to learn to read and write. That normally that's normal. That is the international standard. If you must be said to be literate enough or lettered, at least you should be able to basically know how to read and write. And so for us, we were taught how to read and write in Braille. Braille is a form of reading, a form of writing for the blind. If you don't know how to read and write Braille, as a blind person, I can authoritatively tell you that you are not literate, even if you are a doctorate degree holder. That is true. And I understand so many of us these days no longer value Braille as a form of reading and writing because we now have computer and we have access to computer and we have screen reader that can be installed on a computer and then it talks back to us. So so many of us now prefer to go for the computer right from primary school. They don't bother learning Braille anymore, which I think should be highly discouraged. If you are blind, you're a blind child, it is important to go through the rudiments of learning how to read and write Braille. That makes you literate. And of course, this is one major reason why my association or my charity exists to promote blind literacy. Hopefully, as things progress, we should be finding relevant textbooks used in the universities and in the secondary schools, of course, starting from Nigeria for now, and then transcribing those books, those textbooks into Braille for the blind to read. At the moment, what obtains is that if you can afford to buy your own textbook, yes, you buy it. But of course, for as long as it remains in print form, it's basically useless to you. It's irrelevant. But then you now have to go look for a friend, a sighted friend who can help you record it. If you are not able to find somebody who has time to help you record, then you won't have access to that book. If the book is so voluminous, you may end up depending on the teacher's handouts. And when your teacher, when the lecturer brings a handout, of course, you have to find somebody who can help you record the handouts. And if you are unfortunate to find anybody who is happy enough to assist you, you end up not having that handout in accessible format. This is one thing we are working towards. It's one thing we hope to overcome, especially among the Nigerian blind students. Because, like I said, we're starting from there. Hopefully from there we will expand to other African countries. I'm pretty sure that we will be successful because I know where we're located at the moment, there are over 100 blind students in one university there, which is University of Jos. And there are also other surrounding state universities like Adamawa, Taraba, Kaduna, Benue. There are blind students in those universities. There are blind students in lots of their polytechnics. They don't have books in Braille. They don't have books in audio. I am talking of relevant, appropriate textbooks used by the students in the class, by their sighted colleagues in the class, not old literature books from America that are practically not useful to the blind here or there. So these relevant books are not in Braille, they're not in audio, they're not in e-format, and we hope we'll be able to take up the challenge, and we hope we'll be able to take care of those needs, reduce these textbooks and handouts either into audio or electronic or Braille. We are trusting God for provision. We're trusting God for the grace. We're trusting God for the strength and the ability to do that, the wherewithal to do that. And I will invite you to be part and parcel of our project. We'll be addressing so many other needs for the blind. You know, to be blind really deprives of a lot of things. It's not as if you ordinarily wouldn't want to work hard, but once you don't have this sight, there are so many things you cannot do. Even if you're not schooled and you have your sight, of course, you can push truck. Yes, you can go push truck in the markets. You can go conduct buses. You can drive buses. You can be a mechanic. You can be a medicine man. You can be a carpenter. You can be a painter. There are so many things you should be able to do. So many manual labors you're able to do if you have your sight. Unfortunately, if you don't have your sight, you are not able to do all those things. The only alternative left for you to grow, to succeed in life, is to go to school. And education is not cheap either. It is very expensive. So we hope we'll be able to support those blind children who cannot pay through their school fees. We hope we will in time be able to support them, be able to take care of their bills, pay their fees to ensure money does not stop them from going to school. Be able to provide some of their personal needs, like food, like clothes, like shoes, just to make sure they have quality access to good living standard, quality access to sound education. I am talking out of experience because I know what I've undergone all this while, right from primary school to King's College to University of Nigeria where I read law, to the University of Aberdeen, Scotland, where I did my master's LLM in human rights, and of course to Nova Universidad, where I am currently pursuing a PhD research in law. I know what I've had to undergo. I know where it pinches me most. Like they say, it is he who wears the shoes that knows where it pinches the most. I know where it pinches the most because I have worn the shoe and I am still wearing the shoe. Exactly the same thing that I've undergone or I'm undergoing is what every other blind person on earth undergoes. Of course, except those who are fortunate enough to be born into rich families, or those of us who are from western part of the world, the developed countries, Europe, America, Canada, Australia. Their governments are very supportive, and they have a lot of support systems in place that they can fall back on for financial provision, financial aid, and for different kinds of solutions to their problems, including equipment. So I believe in my next live broadcast, hopefully this weekend, we should have enough network, stronger network to connect with our guests back home. We'll have to start with them, and then we'll go from there. Once again, my name is Sonny Ezurike, also known as Sonny Zurix. It's important to let you know that besides being the president and founder of Redemption International for the Blind, I run a ministry for the blind as well. I am an author. I've written so many books. 2 of my books are currently on Amazon. I am a gospel artist, a very good singer, I think. A couple of my songs are available on Amazon and so many other online music stores, Spotify, Tidal, Apple. You can stream my music. I will encourage you to please stream my music, listen to my music, even if you can't buy. But of course, if you can afford to buy, please buy. If you buy, you are helping us to succeed. You're helping us to grow. You are directly contributing to our project. But of course, if you stream, if you listen, we'll appreciate it. If you go on Amazon, you can please read my books, even if it is for free. If you can buy, please read. I'm sure if you just type Sonny Zurix as in SUNNY ZURIKS, Evangelist Sonny Zurix, you will definitely see me on Amazon live and direct. My music, my books, all are there. And I'm about coming up with a new book, which I have captioned "The Shame of a Nation." It will make a very beautiful, very wonderful read. I hope you would want to read that book, "The Shame of a Nation." Right. So I'm going to bring today's live broadcast to an end, and I will be coming your way again over the weekend, by His grace, with my guest Ayuba Isa Waziri. How are you? My friend from Nigeria, Kajiko. So may God bless us. Ndị Igbo ndị nwe m, nke onye chiri ya zere nwanne. Asị m ka m mee ka unu mara na ahụ m nwa unu ga-ejisi ike nyere anyị aka ka anyị kwụrụ ofuma n'ihe anyị na-eme. Chineke na-alụrụ ụmụ Igbo ọgụ ebe ọ bụla anyị nọ na. Chineke ga-alụrụ gị ọgụ. My prayer for you today is that the Almighty God will bless you, will prosper you, will keep you safe from the pestilences, the terrors, the viruses that are prying everywhere. And we shall again meet, hopefully, over the weekend. For now, From me, Sonny Zurichs. Bye. God bless you.